I was like, okay. Tammy's in. I'm like, Tammy, we're not in there yet. 3 o'clock. Hello, welcome to another edition of the Y&R Mini Spotlight. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. Sorry, I'm on it's 5 minutes late. I had some power stuff issues going on, so I had to take care of that. There's a lot of power outages happening here in my part of Los Angeles. So I'll wait till some folks come checking in, and we will start talking about Y&R this week. I'll let you guys come in the chat room first. I'm just going to notify you guys. Yeah, I had hi Mary. I had a lot of we had power outages and my block and a block across from me, so it's kind of crazy. Hi Kristen Marie. I'll let you guys come in. I'm drinking out of my Crimson Lights mug. Decaf coffee, but it's good. So say what's the plan? What the fuck is decaf? Decaf is good. So anyway, we are here to talk about Y&R. I talk about some parts of it. We'll catch it up. Everybody on here, everybody come on. So I will tell you what's going on today. It's a whole weird, different day of stuff. Okay, so this week and next week are the last 2 weeks of the soap block for the year. We're taking off Christmas, New Year's, and the week after that. So we'll be ending our last days. Will be next Sunday, the 20th. Then we'll be back on January 10th. So we get a couple of weeks off. I'm taking some time off. The ladies will take some time off. We're gonna all take some time off. Regroup. The studios actually are dark right now too. We're all taking time off for our families or whatever you're going to do this holiday season. But normally the show is on at 10 a.m. as you know, Pacific Standard Time. And so today we're on a little different because I have a bunch of things going on. So I have my little schedule over here. I have to write this stuff down so you get a little behind the scenes. This is my schedule. I have 6 shows today, 6 of them. So I'm over here so I can look at them. So I know what I'm doing. So today, here's the deal. Right now, it's Y&R Mini Spotlight. At its regular time at 1:30 is Daytime Today with Candace Mack and Tammy Govea. So that'll be normal, regular time. Then at 3 p.m., this is normally when we do Bold Beautiful Mini Spotlight. So at 3 p.m., it's going to be the Bold Beautiful Mini Spotlight with Lawrence St. Victor, our guest. Yes, he plays Carter, and he's been on the show several times over the years. It's been a couple of years since he's been on. So he will be on Bold Beautiful Mini Spotlight on this channel at 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern. So keep that in mind. Hi, Cocoa Candy. So keep that in mind. So right now, Y&R, 1:30, Daytime Today, 3 p.m., Lawrence St. Victor on Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight. Now, yes, Dish and Days is on at 3 p.m. also. So I'll tell you this. Today is their last show for the year. So they're on Dish and Days, their channel, at 3 p.m. If you need to, you can always go watch them and then watch this afterwards. Or watch this after and watch them afterwards, whatever you want to do. But they're on at 3 p.m., Tony Moore and the gang doing Dish and Days. Days Are Lives after show. Then my schedule here. Then at 5 p.m., we have a show joining us. This just for today, a special time today, The Mandalorian Season 2 after show. Me and Ryan Nielsen talk about The Mandalorian, we talk about the Grogu's, talk about all that stuff. We have a good time. It's the penultimate episode of the show of the season. Lots to talk about. That's at 5 p.m. today on JOJ Media. So that'll be on, and we'll have a good time talking about that. If you like Star Wars, didn't know I did that, you should watch us. We're fun. Then at 6 our regular time, GH Mini Spotlight with Frank Moran and Lisa Lucretia Live. We got so much to do. It's our #1 show on the network. Thank you so much. You guys love that for tuning in with us. Thank you so much. So that'll be at 6 p.m. We got a lot to talk about. Then at 8 p.m., it's a special kickoff series. My Extra Connection show, we're doing a live series of that starting tonight. It's me, Dish and Days, Tony Moore, Flo Boyce, and Jack Farmer. We're going to talk about life creating these shows. So you want a glimpse into the shows and how we do this kind of stuff and all the problems we go through and things we go through. Tune in tonight live on this channel. All the links work to this channel. Extra Connections Live, Tony Moore, me, Flo Boyce, and Jack Farmer talking about the business. That's 8 p.m. tonight, Pacific Standard Time. So we have a whole day full of stuff. Whole day full of stuff. So yes, it's kind of crazy. But right now it's about Y&R at noon. And I want to, and hi, Kenneth Clark. I want to tell everybody in the chat room, anybody who's watching this now, and everyone who listened to it on our podcast last week. I'm going to tell you this, you guys. You guys showed the F up. That episode with Cameron Grimes and Kate Fairbanks is now my second largest episode ever on the network. I mean, ever. Of all the shows ever done on the network, it is number 2. The number 1 show that I've ever done on this network is with Steve Burton several years ago. And that one still gets hits for General Hospital. It still gets hits. But this one, maybe they'll surpass it. I don't know. I was very shocked how big this show was. So thank you. Cameron and Kate had the best time. Well, YNR was very happy with the interview. Cameron Grimes is also on my other show, Darth Vader Is Your Father. And you guys showed up for that too. That show did big enough, the biggest numbers ever did either. So just her fangirling over the Grogu's, Baby Yodas, that show did big numbers. So you can check her out. If you missed it, her fangirling over my Baby Yodas, and Kate's on there too. It's a fun moment. But you guys, and ladies, gals, any genders, you all showed up, and continue to show up. And the show is still getting numbers. So it's gonna be when I put out my numbers tomorrow for the number 1 show of the week. It's gonna be obviously that show, the number 1 show of the week. So I mean, it's great. So, and Cameron and Kate may show up in other things on my network. Stay tuned for that. So you may see them in other stuff. Cameron and I have known each other for years. She's a great person. I love Kate, and I got to meet her. I love her. I know some of you out there listening to Bjork now because me and Kate talking about Bjork. It's just that, and all the engagement, everything. I keep praising. I know I got to do an after show right now, but I want to keep praising you, the fans, who showed up. And I got more subscribers in the last week than I got all year. So because of this. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just think it's so wonderful. So wonderful. Now I'm turning the cup. I'm left hand. I'm turning the cup the other way. YNR. And big thanks to Matt Kane. If you follow him anywhere on social media, thank him for making that happen. Thank YR Insider on Facebook and on Twitter. It's YR Insider. Thank them for letting me have them. Let them know you want them back. So I want to have back on the show again at some point. I want to bring you. We're going to talk about Ryan talks bring other people on this show. You know, I bring the guests on this show. I'm one of the only shows that has the guests, the actors. You may see other YNR recaps. We get the guests. Nobody else does. I do. So I work with them. So shout out to YNR PR. Okay. I think that's all that. I think they just spent the last 7 minutes doing all that talk. So let's get into some of the other things. So hello, Kenneth Clark, Kirsten Marie, K. Can. All the K's are here, of course. Mary, Demo is here. Thank you, Demo. You guys a long time. Thanks for following me today at noon. Sorry, it's a little later, but we're doing what we can. 1 second, I think I got a message. Oh, no, somebody else. Okay. Oh, these messages. Okay, my phone ringing. Okay. So we're gonna kind of. I get the soap stars. I work very hard to get them for you. It's not always easy, and many of them want to come on. They do want to come on, but it's just it's timing, it's PR, it's everything. So I will continue to do my best in 2021. I'll continue to bring you the stars here. There are many others we can talk to. So, and like I said, Matt Kane is wonderful. We're already talking about bringing people on here. We're gonna work that out for you guys. So I'm gonna we're gonna kind of do a quick run through with some of the storylines that are going on and asking how you feel about them. I'll tell you how I feel about them. Teenage Faith is going through it, especially with this whole Adam stuff. I like it. I think she comes from this huge legacy of 2 families. She's acting like a teenager. I think it's all normal. And you know, watched one since March. So you need to catch up. That's so funny. Well, I'm for you on some of the stuff here. So Faith is going through it right now. And I kind of like that. She has her friend Jordan, and I think she's kind of going through it. She's a teenager. And it's good. I always say this. It's good to see when the parents' actions affect the children. Because I always say, wonder what happens to kids if, you know, all the shenanigans these adults go through, how that affect the kids. And so now we're able to see that. And she's one we've watched grow up on the show. So she wasn't sore ass or suddenly aged. We have watched her grow up. So now we're invested in her. We're invested in what happens to her. The actress is just she's great. So I'm really curious to see where they take this with Faith. Now, I have my own ideas about possibly if she's involved in the shooting of Chance. Let me sip my tea. Because they've done it before in other shows. Rick up on Beautiful Shot Grants. Somebody in another soap shot adult. It happens that some of the kids remember Adam. They feel faith in what's going on with Adam, why he was committed, and how he has shot someone. He was 11, like all this stuff. So I'm like, there's something going on there because I feel like I'm gonna go straight into this storyline. I feel like Billy being guilty is too simple. Too simple. It's too easy breezy. Just like, yeah, he did it. Well, did he do it? Like, I know that he has something against Adam, obviously, but so many people did, and as I keep pointing out, I was like, this is all too convenient. But Amanda and Lily are trying to help him, and the Lily Victor kind of thing was very interesting. You don't see those two characters together very often, and he was close to Neil. Victor was close to Neil, so you know that. But it was kind of interesting to see those two. She's trying information out of him. That's very interesting. Yes, Faith has been through a lot. Both her mommy and Dave had multiple marriages. It's natural for her to be lashing out. Demo, I agree. Hello, Judy D. So you thought so too, Judy. Faith, I'm thinking, that'd be a nice twist. Plus, she's a kid. So they could always, it's just juvenile thing. So they could work that out. It's very, but I think I'm not going, why? Maybe we should be looking at her a little bit. She is a Newman, after all. And half whatever Sharon is. But yeah, it's natural for her to lash out. So I don't think Billy's guilty. I really don't think I think he's innocent. Is he a little shady? Sure. He's Billy. He's Billy Abbott. Of course he should. Yes, Kenneth, I agree with you. Mark Grossman is doing an amazing job. I know you say great job, but I'm going to add an amazing job as Adam. He has really made the role of Adam his own. And that's the thing about soap operas, because they have to, when they're recasts, especially from a popular character, they have to make it their own. And sometimes when they grow the character in their direction, that can also help. You want to keep the essence of that character, but they get older and mature and things happen. So that character actually gets a chance to really put their stamp on it. And there have been some good Adams before. So I think he's a good Adam. He's good. Now, of course, he makes us want to not care. He makes us get on our nerves and stuff. That's the whole point about Adam. But they were giving him, I liken him to Thomas on Bold and Beautiful. They've given him some stuff you're like, really? But they're acting their asses off. Like, they're acting their asses off. I mean, like, I see Emmy nomination coming. So Kenneth, you like Billy and Lily. See, I don't. I like Billy and Amanda, which means that they're doing something right. If you like Billy and Lily, and if I like Billy and Amanda, that means that they're doing a good job. That means that Jason Thompson, to me, he has chemistry with Michelle Morgan. It would be a twist who shot Chance, someone you never expect, which Faith could be that. I'm putting a timestamp. I think it's Faith. I'm going to timestamp on it. Yeah, sometimes the recast can be hit or miss, depending on the actor, I know. Sometimes it's the actor, sometimes it's the writing. Sometimes the actor's good, sometimes it doesn't click. They don't have chemistry with the right people in their character. But so back to Kenneth Clark's thing. Oh yeah, Billy and Victoria, they had something too. I mean, that to me, that's kind of the, so Kenneth has the right to like Billy and Lily. I know folks who do. And then people have the right to like Billy and Victoria. I like Billy and Amanda, like some people do. So that means something good is happening. That means that we're all that the writing's happening, there's chemistry there. And that just means that we, that makes for good soap. And it makes for rooting value. So soaps are all about not giving us what we want fully. That's what the premise is, that you give them a little bit. Then you kind of give them a little bit, you give them a little bit, you give them a little bit. But some of that case, now here's the deal. I had read a spoiler. I don't know if it's true or not. I usually don't report on hearsay, but because they mentioned the name Rosales as somebody as a witness, And it sounds like Lola and Ray's mother, they talked about their mother. I heard Eva LaRue is coming back, and Jason Cannella, they're coming back. So I miss Jason Cannella's character. I miss him on the show. I thought Eva LaRue, who won an Emmy, which I interviewed her on this show, right on me Spotlight. You can see her. I might post the interview again. So if you guys missed it, you can see it again. Make a little note. I'll make a little note of that. Where's my pens? Where are my pens? I have a thing full of pens and I can't find something to write on. Okay. So repost Eva LaRue interview. She's lovely. She won an Emmy for it. And so I heard she and Jason Cannella, so I heard the Rosales family's coming back. Don't know for how long, or whatever, but they keep mentioning her name. So if that's true, great. Yes, I think Eva LaRue is great. I think she should be on it. I thought her and Jack had chemistry. Yes, Maria from AMC. She also is on CSI Miami or Miami for you Latino speakers. So she had a career. She's had a career. She's working it out. And she's one of the loveliest people. My interview, I fell in love with her. Before, after the interview, she's a lovely person. So hopefully she is returning back. So that's what I heard. So I don't know for sure, but she's coming back. But it was to be some kind of... See, the thing is, it was all about somebody trying to kill Adam. So Chance took the bullet. So it's not about Chance. It's about Adam. And so we have to, I remind myself, we got to try to find who was trying to get Adam. That's which I kind of like this twist, that Chance got the bullet. So it's not about who shot Chance, but it is about who shot Chance because they shot him, but it means it was a bullet that was meant for Adam. Say that 5 times fast. Kind of taking a little bit of that, seeing Jill in town is always great. If you guys didn't know this, Jess Walton lives, I think, in Oregon. She lives somewhere else. And of course, due to COVID, you gotta be really careful to travel, especially in California now. So those guys who don't know, if you live in California or come here, you have to be here for 14 days in quarantine. If you leave the state, you gotta be here 14 days in quarantine. And wherever you go, so it's 2 weeks, you gotta be separated. And there's that too. They're coming back for Sharon and Ray's wedding, James. Oh, they come back for that too? Okay. But see, they're mentioning her name now for this storyline. So I'm saying I think she's coming back for this too. So Jess Walton, I'm so glad they were able to find a way to have her on, and because it's always good to have Jill on the show. So I wish she was on there more. So she was in, so it's good to have her there. Also, we're going to go a little bit from that because that's the storylines will keep going. We'll find out at some point who did what. I also like that Nina's back. Trisha Cast. She looks great. It's good to have her. Yes, Jess, I agree with you, Kenneth. Jess and Jason. Don't say that 5 times fast. Jess Walton and Jason Thompson do look related. I totally agree with you, Kenneth. I totally agree with you. It's kind of, that's good casting, right? It was good casting. Yeah, you got Sharon and Adam. That's a whole other story too. That's a whole other story. That there's something going on there too, right? There. But anyway, so Nina's back. Nina is back. We loved her because she came back for Chance as well. I'm so glad they brought the people back. I loved a week ago when they had, we didn't talk about it last week, but the week ago when they had the scenes where each remembered when they had their babies. So when Nina and Philip, why couldn't they bring him back? Tom Beards, he's out there. And they had their baby when they had Jill playing with Billy as the baby. It was just so great seeing all that, and little Nicholas and Victoria when everybody. I love that whole reminiscing kind of flashbacks. They all were born on the show. They were all born on the show. A show being out for 12,000 episodes. That's one of the great things that you get to have about that. So I like that. But Nina's back. But they had Nina talk to Victoria. Let me sip my tea on that one. That was interesting. To have her and Victoria talking about their past. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all. But it showed maturity. It showed like real life where you're like, after a while, that was some young shenanigans. That was it. Well, hi, Krista Schmidt. I want to make sure I say hi to you. To let people who are watching, everybody who's watching or listening to this on the podcast. Thank you. It was interesting to have that. I never saw it coming, but it showed that they were actually mature. That's long to her. That whole Ryan thing. It was all. I mean, they went back in history, and I was like, and hi Sherry Calvert. Back in history, they went back. I remember that too. I remember it too. I remember the whole Nina Victoria Ryan triangle. And it was just kind of like, but they talked about it, and then they used it as conversation for the update of Victoria versus Phyllis, using Nina using words like "you're a formidable rival" and "I wouldn't be under your crosshairs," that kind of stuff, was to kind of tie into today. So we had the past and today, and that's how life works, right? So they put it together. Um, but how they kind of got over it, how they're okay, and that they they went through what they went through, and and now she's gonna stay in town. Return, like, I'll give you something, I'll give you a free stay at the hotel or whatever. It was kind of nice, even though it wasn't Amelia Henley who played it at the time. It was Heather Tom. It was still nice to have the characters acknowledge that. And it was a scene I just didn't expect. Thank you, YNR. And here's the thing, and folks out there who are watching or listening to this, I think you probably agree with me on this. We like when things make sense. We like when they go back in history. And if they bring something up, for anybody who's new, you get a little backstory and a lesson. And it gives a reward to longtime viewers who have watched it and remember this. It's like, I know that there are different writing regimes, there are different writing teams who may have story, but it's still aired. It's still part of YNR history, and it's still part of the character's history. So I love when and especially if they tie it into something current, it's great. Over on Days, they had Allie try to shoot her rapist in the balls because her brother Samia did that back in the day to her rapist in the balls. So it's like, I just kind of like it when they go back in time to actually, make a point. And so I think it's a reward for us. And also, it's life. Sometimes things from our past, still affect our current, present, and our future. Yes, the flashbacks are the bomb. I know production, it's a hard thing. You got to figure all that out. You got to find, there's so many hours of footage. So kudos to whoever finds that specific footage for that scene. Kudos to that. I know they couldn't show any flashbacks to this, so it yeah, and the balls girl, she was like, I will shoot you when you can't do anything anymore. That's what they were doing on that show. She said crotch. She didn't say balls, she said crotch. I mean, I guess that's daytime TV. But I just thought, but anyway, so I just thought it was great to have. I think we all like that. Just give us this. Soap fans aren't dumb. Soap fans are bonkers sometimes. I will say that. But they're not dumb. And soap fans know history, and they know these shows inside and out. Sometimes better than the shows themselves. But it's very much, we want history to be also in there, and we want to be treated like we know that we're not dumb, that we know what's going on there. So we hate when they ignore history or they drastically change history. Like, we don't like that kind of stuff. Just like if there's such rich stuff to mine from the show, and these characters have been around for a long time. Here's some of the same characters around for a long time. So I'm glad when they can bring back the original actors too. I know sometimes it's not possible to do. And like I said, right now, no matter what you say, there are folks who are trashing Cameron Grimes and attacking other actors. Right now, we're in COVID. In LA, it's very bad here. I think we're number 1, number 2 in the country. I'm at home most of the time. When I leave the house, I have gloves and mask, and I'm doing everything. It's crazy out here, and a lot of people are getting it. No matter what you believe, or you believe it's not true or not, doesn't matter. I have friends who've gotten it, family who's gotten it, friends who died. I mean, it's serious out here. So the soaps are doing their best to try to give you a good show with your characters every day. So I give props to production and to the producers and to everybody and the actors who are trying to do this. My shirt says, "Best abuelo ever." Abuelo in Spanish means grandfather. So I'm a grandfather. This was given to me. So I'm sorry, I didn't. So I was asking. I guess I'm here. Yeah, Sacramento. So Demo, my kids and grandkids are in Sacramento, and your county was just declared safer at home too. like us in LA. So yes, I know Sacramento. I do. I know what's happening because my kids and grandkids are there. I can't go. I've been to Sacramento since February. So I can't see my kids, can't see my grandkids, can't see my daughter who's pregnant, due in February. So I do know Sacramento. So that's kind of it sucks. Yes, they need to leave Cameron alone. Cameron's a nice person, and Cameron she believes in certain things. She wants social justice, and she has a right to speak out. But they were attacking some other people too about how can you be acting and it's during this pandemic. I don't understand what's going on. But his soaps are trying their best. They really are. They all four of them are trying their best. Because remember, we had no shows for a while. There were for the first 2020 will be in the history books for a lot of things. But in addition to this, there was no new Young and Restless or Bold and the Beautiful or General Hospital for months. That never happened. I mean, there was no new episodes. We don't want that again. So, and a lot of them are getting tested every day, every other day. I get tested a lot. I mean, it's a lot. That thing up your nose is not fun. But we're doing what we can, taking our temperatures, doing what we can so we can bring good quality shows to you. And I continue doing this show. When I'm doing that, I can do this show. Also, one of the last things I want to talk about is Summer, Kyle, Sally, Jack. Sally, I love Sally's spectrum of character, and I feel like they've grasped the concept of Sally on this show so far. So I'm very excited about that. Courtney Hope is just a spitfire and just brings in there. The Summer stuff is getting on my nerves a little bit. I wish it wasn't me. I'm a writer, as you know. I have Mistletoe Road every Monday, audio drama here on GLG Media. I'm a writer, so when anybody tells me to write, it's obviously up to you. But I do feel like it probably could have been better if you had Sally and Summer become friends. That would have been interesting. And girl power, and they help each other out. And it's girl power, and I would rather have seen that. The Summer Kyle thing's getting on my nerves anyway. I mean, I like Summer and Kyle together. I just wish they just had them together. Just have them together. Like I don't understand this whole thing. But then Kyle and Sally do have some chemistry. They do. They have some chemistry. They do. They do. Even though I wouldn't mind Sally and Theo being together. Oh, I have no storylines about after this too. We need to write for YNR. I know. I'll write for YNR. I would never write a soap. That's the soap fans are too crazy. I'm not gonna write for a soap. They'll come out. They already come after me as it is. No thanks. And I'm liking Sally and Jack. I almost want Jack to be not together as a couple, but I want Jack to be a mentor to her, like he was with Hillary. And I like their dynamic. She's such a firecracker. I think that'd be such, I think it'd be so much fun to have them together. I know that Summer and Mariah always fight. They're always fighting. They're always going to sniping each other. But they're families, so to speak. They're related to their families. So that's kind of expected. But I was hoping that Sally would become friends with her, and they would become maybe friends. But looks like they'll be fighting over a man or whatever. We're talking, do we need to have women fight? It's 2020. Do we need to have women fighting over a man? Especially when you threw the man away. So it's like, I almost forgot. There's two other storylines I want to talk about really quick. I almost forgot about that. I'm sorry. And everybody wants Jack to have a romance. So we'll see what happens. But I almost forgot. There are two other important storylines I wanted to mention. And it is Theo and the Abbotts. He's not backing down. He's not taking that thing. So do you think Theo is correct? That's what you guys say. Do you guys think Theo has a right to a piece of Dina's estate? Let's throw that over a guy. Yes. Oh, yes. So you like the old soap that you were fighting for a man. So Christina Schmidt, you're saying no, meaning you don't want to romance. I didn't say Jack and Sasha have romance, but I was thinking like there should be no girl fight. But Theo, he's fighting back. The actor is so good. We know he's leaving the show. That's the problem. We know he's leaving the show. Theo needs those coins. I know it's kind of crazy because he came along later, but Dina didn't leave him anything. I mean, wasn't that, it was her choice, right? I mean, does he have a right to contest that just because he is related to her? But the Abbotts are treating him like he's not part of the family, I guess, and he's their cousin. And yes, he's not trustworthy in some things, but no, they all did stuff. That's about these soaps. No girl fight. Okay, good. That's what I'm thinking. No girl fight. Yeah, I agree with you. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of like this. That he's just like sticking to his ground, as soon as his guns. It's like, no, I want some of that money. So I'm like, okay, do it to it. So we'll see what happens there. And then Phyllis Victoria. Phyllis Victoria. So Phyllis, James, do you think there's something in that pen? You know, Mary, I thought about that at first. That's so funny. You say that, Mary. I thought about that. I was like she gave him a pen. Does that pen mean something? Like, does it like mean more than what the pen that they said she said it would have meant? But like, is there something else? Like, is there a secret? I'm thinking all kind of stuff, but they haven't really said anything. So I'm like, unless they reveal it later, like somehow he's like the pen. It's in the pen. Like, I don't know. I thought the same thing, Mary. Yes, we do need Tessa back in Mariah's show. Now I know for a fact that soaps have large casts and they have to rotate everybody. So I think, yeah, I think when people, I mean, I told Weinar what happened. They know what happened on the show last week. They saw the fan reaction. They saw all the engagement. So that has to, hopefully that will affect them somewhat. You know, if I can get Tessa and Mariah back on track. But yeah, I think Phyllis should. Okay, so back to Phyllis and Victoria. Phyllis accepts a loan from Nick. Remember, she's been fighting it for a long time. And so she's able to, her and Victoria come to an agreement, and she ends up selling it to letting Phyllis buy her out. But Victoria has that last laugh. You only got this because of Nick. So she made like a hollow victory for Phyllis. She fed right into Phyllis's insecurities. Phyllis has always been insecure. Victoria fed right. She is her father's daughter. Victoria is now Victor Jr. basically, not Adam. She's Victor Jr., which I like. I like that his son is more like his mother and that his daughter is more like his father. I like the switch of that. She is named Victoria and he is named Nicholas. I kind of like that. So even when she went back to Nick, she wasn't as happy as she wanted to be, and she feels like a loser. She feels like a loser, even though she won. So I kind of like that. So hopefully we'll see what happens from there. But I kind of like the fact that Victoria kind of needled into her. Victoria is petty these days. She is petty Betty. She is petty Betty. Look at it out. She is. Hi, Deborah Gray. Hello. She is Victor Jr. She is taking over that role, to say the least, right? She has completely run the company, everything. So, anyway, those are the storylines. You guys all watched the show this week. Or some of you guys did. Those were the storylines this week. I kind of my commentary on each of them. I won't be on here forever. Now, I do want to mention something serious. I'll give a little drink first. We lost a member of the Y&R family. And for some of you guys may not even know who she was, but we only understand how important she was. The original actress who played Mamie Johnson, the Abbott housekeeper, was played by Marguerite Ray. And Marguerite Ray, let's say it again. And she just passed away. She was 89. She played Mamie from 1980 to 1989. She was one of the first African-American actors to be a regular on Y&R. So her importance was very important. She helped raise the Abbott children after Dina left. Remember, Dina left. So you guys weren't around the time. Dina left her family to leave Jack to raise them. So Mamie was very important. Veronica Red played her later. And it was revealed later she's related to the Barber girls, Drusilla and Olivia and all stuff. I want to give a shout out to her. And just again, representation matters. And back then it was even less. So she is a pioneer in the soap world. And I wanted to give her due and her just dues and thank her for her service to the Y&R family. And you can look at old episodes of her on YouTube. They're all on YouTube. So I want to give her a shout out to her. And Mamie was a very important character. And in the end, it looked like Mamie and was going to get her wish and be with her man, John Abbott. And so yes, I'm looking at some of your questions before I end. I'm looking at 16 people watching. Thank you. It's most everyone watching. So look at some of your questions and see what you guys are talking about. Will Victor run the company again? That's the point. Will he come out of retirement? People are asking that. But at some point, you do get tired of working. He's up there in age. I'll take Tessa, good or bad, as long as we get her on screen. She's so talented. The Younger said, yes. But here's the thing, you guys. It's tough because a lot of people go, use the veterans. People are like, use the veterans, use the veterans, use the veterans. We like them. Y&R is one of the few soaps that has a lot of the same people playing these characters for long periods of time. And then you have folks who say we need new blood, or the younger sets. So these soaps need to be multi-generational. I agree with you on that. They need to be kind of like evened out somehow. Like every generation has the set. But again, it's been so hard right now. It's just been so hard right now with the COVID but I agree, they got to find a way to do a little better. But I say using faith in them is one thing at least. To me, it's the Lola, Summer, Kyle. It's a little lacking for that whole section. Needs to be beefed up a little bit. I think adding Sally is one thing, but don't get rid of Theo. Like, why are we getting rid of him? Oh yeah, Mamie. Like Victoria running the Enterprise. I think. Oh yeah, I can't remember that too. I think Victoria's gonna just be a for us. I think Victor's gonna be just a talk to. I've heard threats that he's thinking about. He should come out of retirement. He's Victor Newman. He'll never be done for sure. Well, that was 2 cents. He's Victor. That was 2 cents. But he'll do it. You can balance veterans and new blood as long as it's done right. That's true. It's hard to do, but you can do it. It's a lot of work. You can do it, folks. The show just needs balance. Well, that's a testament to the show. They have a lot of great characters that they can't feature all the time. That's the problem. I mean, that's kind of, and the writers, I guess, feel they write to certain characters. They feel like writing those certain characters, So we're all screaming at the TV most of the time. I scream at the TV all the time. So that's kind of how that goes. Everyone, thank you for watching the show. That's your recap for this week. It's a show we do little short recaps. We're back next week for our midwinter finale. And who knows what will happen on the episode? Maybe I will try to find maybe a guest who's not contract to come on or something. Who knows? An old guest or something. Who knows what happened? But you want to join back at our regular time at 10 a.m. in the morning, kicking off our soap block here on JLJ Media. Go ahead and follow us on Facebook at JLJ Media's Y&R Universe, or on Instagram at Y&R Mini Spotlight. We don't have a Twitter page. We don't have one. Oh yes, happy 30th anniversary to Heather Tom on the soaps. I've had her on Bold Breakdown. Heather's the bomb, great actress. Thanks, Kenneth, for bringing that up. Yes, happy 30th anniversary. She did start on here. Y&R was her place. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much for coming on. I have 17 people on here. That's the most I've ever had on here, besides last week. Last week I had over 100 and some people on here last week. But thank you so much. I'm glad to see some names I'm not used to, like Deborah Gray and Judy D, and I'm glad to see and old timers like Demo and Kenneth Clark, and you guys are coming in here. I do appreciate you guys watching my shows. I mean, you guys got a lot of choices out there to watch anything or not watch anything at all. You think my little shows are something for you on Sundays, I completely appreciate it. I really do. I really do. And I'll continue doing it. I wasn't going to do these anymore. I'm going to continue doing them. You guys make me do them. So I'm going to keep doing them until you guys say get off the air. And JLJ Media. Mistletoe Road, my audio series. Kirsten Marie is in it. Tomorrow, episode 3 comes out tomorrow on all streaming platforms. So take a look, listen to it. Let's make it it's a Christmas audio drama. So, I mean, go check it out for me. It's on every streaming service you can think of, audio. You can find it on everything. And episodes 1 and 2 are out right now. And episode 3, but I'm very proud of it. It's fun. It's funny. It's very interesting. Set in Christmas City. So check it out. Everyone, please have a great week. Be safe out there. Please be as safe as you can. We can't live in bubbles. I know that. But be as safe as you can. And happy holidays. I'll see you next week.